Yeah, YouTube! Yeah. What is happening, YouTube? It's been a minute. And by a minute, 10 months? 10 months? Same face, new channel. And this one is tied very closely to the podcast that I started 10 months ago. Just uploaded the latest episode yesterday morning. Doing pretty good. I have a feeling the fucking rockin' tunes are a little bit too loud. Is that a little bit better? I don't know. I'll keep the remote close at hand. Because maybe I want to turn it up before the end of this video. Yeah. New channel, High Defamation. Hopefully get some views. So, how to start this inaugural episode of the channel? As far as this channel is concerned, my aim is to basically tie it into the podcast. Today, however, I'm mostly just going to go through a stack of what I've been playing. I haven't been buying a shit ton of records. I've just been kind of going back to stuff off the shelves and whatnot. We're going to go ahead and start with, I don't know, a couple tapes. Any tape. Hard-ons. Dick Cheese. This has been my mood lately. Fucking just dirty punk rock. Now, Hard-ons, a bit more melodic than your typical dirtbag punk rock, but you see them, they're fucking dirtbags. This was released by Tang Records. I want to say 85, 86. I don't know. There's a lot of fucking tracks on here. They all kick ass. Got the second album, the follow-up, not the second album. They had a couple before this. The follow-up. It's in my work bag. I take my Walkman to work. Still think it's too loud. I don't know. This shit fucking rocks though. You wanna know what we're hearing? Here, I'll show you. Hang on. Let me put this tape somewhere. Scattered. This is what we're listening to right now. Type Bros from way back when. This album is near and dear to my heart. This fucking thing, released by Kill Rock Stars from Olympia, Washington, which is also where this band hailed from. Lyrics on the insert. Band photos. This does tie into the podcast because I talked about the Mukilteo Fairies and Behead the Prophet, No Lord Shall Live. A couple of those guys went on to be in Type Bros. And what do you get with the Type Bros? Fucking AC/DC, MC5, Dictators, Indebted, pure fucking rock and roll. Shit rules. Let's go ahead and talk about Teen Generate from Tokyo, Japan. This album is one of my favorite Teen Generate recordings. 10-inch on sympathy for the record industry. And if you haven't heard of Teen Generate, well, I talked about Guitar Wolf Not on the last podcast, but the podcast before that. Teen Generate come from a similar school of punk rock. Not quite as stripped down lo-fi as Guitar Wolf, but they are raging balls to the wall. Garage punk rock in the best way. This shit just fucking smokes. I can't say enough good things about this. They cover the song My GTO. All I Want. Fucking song rules. Want to drink. No reason to complain. No reason to complain about this record. Kills. Here's another one. I actually talked about this shit on the podcast, but it has been spinning a lot lately. Dead Moons, Stranded in the Mystery Zone. Legendary guitar heroes, garage rockers from Portland, Oregon. They played a lot in Seattle. I talk about that in the podcast. This is my favorite record they did. They have a huge discography. This is a great place to start if you're new to Dead Moon. Fantastic shit. Let's see. What else do I want to talk about? Oh, cats are going crazy. Yes. This guy right here, he looks adorable, but he's a terror. And this guy is always getting picked on. By me. Just kidding. Alright. Talked about this too. Skin Yard. Fist-sized chunks. I actually talked about their EP on Sub Pop, which I've got over there. Been spinning that just as hard as this. Skin Yard, legendary Seattle band. Had Tommy from fucking The Accused. Jack and Dino on guitar. Love that. Fucking, how would you describe Skin Yard? Grunge, I guess, for lack of a better term. But I mean, they're about as grunge as Soundgarden was when they were signed to SST or TAD. Just heavy, eerie, guitar-driven rock and roll. Awesome stuff. I saw these guys live several times back in the day, and they never disappointed. They became the terrible band Grunt Truck. We don't want to talk about that shit because it's terrible. This is actually kind of new. I'm stoked to talk about this one because it's fucking awesome. It was recorded in 2015, but just released this year. Alan Davies, Psychedelic Warlords, Hall of the Mountain Grill, double LP, performed live in London 2014. So I guess I said it was 2015, 2014, but it was just released this year. No frills inside the record, but fuck, look at this cover art. Blood Incantation's got nothing on that shit as far as sci-fi album covers go. Back cover, just as great. If you don't know who Alan Davey is, he was a bass player for Hawkwind. And this is him performing basically all of the Hall of the Mountain Grill by Hawkwind. Album came on this really slick marbled orange. Perfectly complements the album artwork. And this is a great live recording. Just great. I really can't say enough good things about this album. Blew me away. I honestly didn't know what to expect when I got it. It's kind of a little bit skeptical because it's live. And live albums these days can be a little bit hit or miss and sometimes cash grabs. They talk more about that on Pat, Ground Zero Salem, Marty Worm, The Dark Path. Also, Autograph. See that? I don't know if you can see that. Put the plastic back on it, but yeah. Fucking autographed. It's awesome. Love it. Super psychedelic. I mean, it's Hawkwind. And I hope that you are all at least passingly familiar with Hawkwind, because fucking they should be staples. Here's another one. This is a weird version I snagged a while back of the new Bomb Turks. Destroy, oh boy. So it's supposedly I want to say the 20th anniversary edition of this album released by Crypt. Got a few of their records. I believe the record is black, but it did come on a cool printed sleeve with seam splits. Yeah, I've had this for a while, and it is, as far as straight ahead punk rock goes, it's a long-time favorite. I remember when this came out, it owes a lot to bands like Zeke, who I talked about in the podcast, bands like the Derelicts, but also bands like the Glories, who I think were also on Crypt, at least for a minute. If you're familiar with Estrus Records, kind of hear echoes back to bands on that label's roster. It's awesome. Rules. And then this is another kind of recent pickup, which I didn't have a copy of anymore, so I needed to snag it. Unsane's Total Destruction. I fucking love the aesthetics of this, every Unsane album, honestly, but this one in particular. Just, I don't know. That photo nails what this record's going to sound like. If that doesn't tell you what it's going to sound like, then there's the back. This is a repress from Matador. Unsane, legendary AMREP style band. If you're familiar with like Today's Day or Early Helmet, kind of a good reference point, I guess, to where you're going to go. Just bludgeoning, heavy noise rock. But not like wanky or psychedelic kind of. Today's Day could often venture into like weird territory. Unsane is just unrelentingly harsh and heavy. I can't say much more about it than that. What else do we got? Oh, here's a good one. And it's a weird record. It's Nervous Eaters with their Hot Lead and Acid mini LP. This was their comeback. And it sounds nothing like their debut. It's awesome. They're from Boston, I think. This was released by Ace of Hearts Records. Sick labels. This record just smokes. It's hard rocking punk rock. I want to say like it's not street punk. It's a little more rock and roll than that. It almost borders on pub rock or pub punk. Like early Cockspur, Slaughter and the Dogs, that type of shit. Fucking Nervous Eaters. Awesome record. This has been repressed at least once or twice, but it's a fucking killer record. Gotta listen to it. And I fucking shouted out this band in the podcast. Pure Hell, Noise Addiction. This is a great repress. The original material was originally recorded in like 1978 and never released until 2006. Black record. Not gonna bother pulling that out. Labels aren't anything special. They come with a very, very nice poster. And I don't typically hang out posters out of records just because I don't have the space. But this one, I think I want to put on the wall somewhere. Just fucking dig it. And Pure Hell, if you didn't listen to the podcast, picture what the punk scene sounded like in America in 1978, especially on the East Coast. These guys were from Philadelphia. You're going to get callbacks to the Dead Boys, Pagans, definitely, MC5 again, Stooges, excellent fucking shit. Speaking of the Pagans, I snagged this a little while back. This is a record store 2015 release, I want to say. Woo! Fucking almost dropped it. I am out of my element. It's been a long time, YouTube. Cheers. Oh, I almost dropped that. Shit. So yeah, sorry. Pagans. This was recorded at a place called Pirates Cove, Cleveland, Ohio in 1979. Live set, very, very raw, but it has been remastered. And it's awesome. Just great punk rock. Before there was really like subgenres. I mean, you've got a cover of Heart of Stone on here. It's great. Raw as hell. I wouldn't say essential listen, but you're doing yourself no favors if you don't check it out. And this shit is cheap AF. I think is what the kids are saying these days. Here's another one that fucking I haven't been able to get enough of. Jeff Dahl Group, Vomit Wet Kiss. It's another Sympathy for the Record Industry album release. Got nothing in here of much note other than, oh shit. I swear to God, there is something in here. Maybe not. Look at me. Don't I feel dumb? Anyway, I do like the Sympathy for the Record Industry fucking logo. If you're not familiar with the Jeff Dahl Group, Jeff Dahl, or Dow, however you want to say it. He was a one-time member of Angry Samoans, played with Gigi Allen, Murder Junkies, Anti-Scene. He's in that whole scene. Just dirty punk rock dirtbag. I mean, if that doesn't clue you in as to what it's going to sound like, you know, I don't know what to tell you. It is just straight ahead. It rocks. Very garagey. And it sounds like, you know, it came out in 87. That's what it sounds like. It came out in fucking 87. Speaking of Anti-Scene, Southern Hostility, my favorite Anti-Scene record. I've been spinning this a lot lately. Just fucking ignorant, knuckle-dragging, Southern punk rock. Came out in 91. This pressing anyway. I think it's an OG. Members. Not their earliest material, but for my money, some of their best, some of their harshest, some of their best put together material. They've definitely got raw stuff out there. Go earlier than this, and you'll get a picture. All right, here's another one that we just mentioned, and it's probably a callback to what a lot of these bands owe their sounds to. But the Stooges, Raw Power. This is where it all started, man. Fucking, Jesus, what year was this? 73. Not the earliest Stooges material, not my favorite Stooges material. That'd probably be Funhouse. But this record is just fucking remorselessly heavy for its time. granted, you have to put yourself in the mind space of what rock music sounded like in 1973. And I'm not talking like hard rock, like Sabbath was around, Led Zeppelin was around, at that point Deep Purple, you had early Scorpions. This was what they were doing in the fucking Midwest in 73. Stooges, MC5, fucking Amboy Dukes, who I don't like, Kiss. You got Search and Destroy, Gimme Danger, Raw Power, Death Trip, Shake Appeal. This album rules. It's perfect. It's the perfect record. And I won't throw that out there for a lot of records, but this one is. Original, too, by the way. What can I say? Another good one. This one came up real brief in the podcast. The Mono Men. I didn't get to talk about them very much other than mention they're from Bellingham, Washington. Started the label Estes Records. Fucking Stop Dragging Me Down. I love that cover artwork. This was reissued a few years after the fact with different artwork. Still kind of cool, but not for my money as cool as this shit. Got some awesome inner labels. Love that. And the Mono Men released this monumental fucking album of psychedelic garage rock punk nonsense. 87, 86, 90. Pressed in 1990. Wow. Off the mark. Sounds like it was done in 87. It's awesome. Just fucking rules. Just relentlessly fucking fun. It's a great listen. It's a great record. Kind of hard to find these days if you want an OG. The repress on wax is not so much money. And it came out on tape. You should be able to find the tape pretty cheap if you're into cassettes like I am. Last thing I want to talk about is this really dope, really cool repress of the best Poison Idea album ever, Pick Your King. I don't know who I'd pick if given those choices. Fat Elvis or Jesus. I feel like it's a no-win situation. Clear vinyl. And this repress is awesome. Really glad to have it. I do have a version of Pick Your King already, but it's on a comp with Kings of Punk, Record Collectors Are Pretentious Assholes, and another EP that I cannot think of the name of. Dig the insert, old style, Xeroxed on a piece of fucking paper. That's punk rock. Poison Idea, legendary Portland hardcore band. Just, if you're not familiar with this album, this is one you need in your life. This is essential. It's another perfect record. It fucking rules. That's the last record I have to show for you. Thank you for watching, YouTube. I will be back with more videos that do have some shit to do with the podcast. Until then, thank you for watching. Subscribe down below and engage me. I fucking reply to every comment you leave on my videos. Go back to my old channel, which still has videos up, and you'll see that I'm not lying when I say that. I appreciate all of you, all of your support, all of your views, all of your downloads of the podcast. You rule. That's why I do this. Peace out.